If you haven't had morning wood in years, your doctor may have told you it's just part of getting older. That's not true. And I'm going to prove it to you today. Because in this video, you'll discover 4 simple oils. Yes, the same ones sitting in your kitchen right now. That can help bring back stronger morning erections, boost your energy, and restore confidence in a matter of weeks. And the best part? You don't need a prescription. Let's get straight to it. The first oil I want you to know about is extra virgin olive oil. This isn't just a cooking staple, it's a testosterone booster in disguise. In a clinical study, men who took about 2 tablespoons of olive oil daily saw their testosterone rise by more than 20% in just 3 weeks. Think about that. No pills, injections, or fancy treatments. Just a natural oil you can buy at the grocery store. Why does it work? Olive oil is packed with monounsaturated fats and antioxidants that protect the tiny blood vessels in your body. Testosterone isn't produced out of thin air, it's made in the Leydig cells of your testes. And those cells depend on healthy circulation. Olive oil keeps those pathways flexible and responsive, so your body can keep making testosterone like it did years ago. Now, I know some of you watching might be thinking, that sounds too simple. 1 tablespoon of oil can't possibly make a difference. But here's something most men don't realize. Your body is constantly rebuilding itself. Every 90 days, your red blood cells are replaced. Your hormones are rebalanced every single night when you sleep. And when you give your body the right raw materials, even something as ordinary as olive oil, it can transform faster than you think. And that's why I tell my patients, don't underestimate the basics. I've had men come back after a month saying, Dr. Anderson, I didn't change anything else, just added olive oil before bed, and my mornings are already different. The science backs it, but more importantly, the results speak for themselves. Now let's move to the second oil. This one doesn't just support testosterone. It goes after another hidden factor that robs men of their vitality: prostate enlargement. By the time most men hit their 60s, their prostate has already started pressing on the urethra, interfering with blood flow, and even nerve signals. The oil that helps here is pumpkin seed oil. Pumpkin seed oil is rich in compounds called phytosterols. These block the enzyme that converts testosterone into dihydrotestosterone, or DHT. Too much DHT is one of the reasons prostates swell and erections weaken. By lowering that conversion, pumpkin seed oil keeps your testosterone available for the functions you want, like energy, mood, and yes, stronger performance. Here's something else. Pumpkin seed oil also boosts nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is the molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax and open up. Without it, no matter how much testosterone you have, you won't get proper circulation where you need it most. That's why men who start using pumpkin seed oil often notice 2 changes. They sleep through the night without as many bathroom trips, and they wake up with firmer erections. One of my favorite studies followed men with enlarged prostates who took pumpkin seed oil for several months. Not only did their urinary symptoms improve, but many reported improvements in sexual function too. And that's why I often pair olive oil with pumpkin seed oil. One supports hormone balance, the other improves circulation and prostate health. Together, they create the foundation for change. But here's the thing. Just adding oils to your diet isn't enough. You have to use them in the right way, at the right time. And I'll share that bedtime protocol later in this video. Because if you miss one key detail, like when to take them, you may not see the results you're hoping for. Before we go further, let me pause and speak directly to you. If you're over 60 and you've been feeling frustrated, maybe even embarrassed, about your performance, you are not alone. In fact, studies show that more than half of men in their 60s struggle with erectile issues. But here's the truth that most doctors won't tell you. These issues are not just about age. They're about circulation, hormones, and lifestyle. And all of those can be improved. I've been working with men for over 25 years. I've seen patients in their late 70s come into my office believing their intimate life was over, only to discover that a few simple changes brought back the vitality they thought was gone forever. And I can tell you, the look on their faces when they realize it's possible again, it never gets old. So far, we've covered olive oil and pumpkin seed oil. But there are 2 more I want you to know about: because they target areas most men overlook: nerve function and hormone signaling. And once you understand how these work, you'll see why the combination of all 4 oils is far more effective than any one on its own. But before we dive into the third oil, let's make this practical. If you're watching this at home, take a moment to think. Do you already have olive oil in your kitchen? Do you have pumpkin seed oil? If not, write it down, because what I'm about to share next will build directly on this foundation. And I don't want you to just watch passively. I want you to take action tonight. Now, the third oil I want to share with you is macadamia nut oil. This one doesn't get as much attention as olive oil, but it's a hidden gem for men over 60. Why? Because macadamia oil is extremely high in monounsaturated fats, similar to olive oil, but with one key difference: it's also very low in omega-6 fatty acids. You see, omega-6s aren't bad in small amounts, but when they get too high compared to omega-3s, they trigger inflammation. And chronic inflammation is one of the fastest ways to damage blood vessels, nerves, and even hormone production. When inflammation builds up, your arteries stiffen, your nitric oxide levels drop, and your body starts working against you instead of for you. Macadamia oil helps restore balance. It calms inflammation while still delivering the healthy fats your body needs to produce testosterone. Think of it as giving your body a clean fuel source. You wouldn't put dirty fuel into a classic car. You'd give it the best to keep it running smooth. That's exactly what macadamia oil does for your cells. One of my patients, Jim, came to me at 67 years old. He was tired, his libido had dropped, and he admitted he hadn't had a spontaneous erection in years. He tried Viagra, but the side effects, headaches, flushing, and that artificial feeling, made him stop. When we looked at his blood work, inflammation markers were high. His diet was loaded with processed oils, soy, corn, canola, all heavy in omega-6s. I told Jim to replace those oils with macadamia nut oil. Just 2 teaspoons a day, usually drizzled over vegetables or added to his morning smoothie. Within 6 weeks, his inflammation markers dropped, his energy improved, and he reported something he hadn't experienced in years: morning wood. Was it magic? No. It was simply removing the oils that were harming him and replacing them with one that nourished him. Now you might be wondering, why not just use olive oil alone? The answer is that variety matters. Each oil brings something different. Olive oil is fantastic for testosterone production. Pumpkin seed oil protects the prostate and supports nitric oxide. Macadamia oil fights inflammation and protects circulation. Together, they create a system of support. And that's what your body needs after 60, multiple angles of defense working at once. And this brings me to the fourth oil, which might surprise you: black seed oil. Sometimes called the oil that cures everything except death, black seed oil has been used in traditional medicine for thousands of years. Modern science is now catching up, and the findings are impressive. Black seed oil is rich in a compound called thymoquinone. This compound is a powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory agent, but it also does something remarkable. It enhances endothelial function. That's a fancy way of saying it helps the inner lining of your blood vessels work properly. And if you know anything about erections, you know that blood vessel function is the key. In fact, a study published in Phytotherapy Research found that men who took black seed oil saw significant improvements in sperm count, motility, and overall reproductive health. But even more relevant to our topic, many reported stronger and more reliable erections. Why? Because when your blood vessels can dilate easily, blood flow improves everywhere, including where you need it most. One of my colleagues once shared a case that stuck with me. A 72-year-old man who had given up on intimacy altogether started taking just 1 teaspoon of black seed oil every evening. Within a month, he noticed a difference. Within 2 months, his confidence and his relationship were completely transformed. He didn't just feel younger, he felt alive again. So now you know the 4 oils: olive oil, pumpkin seed oil, macadamia oil, and black seed oil. Each one tackles a different piece of the puzzle: testosterone, prostate health, inflammation, and circulation. But here's the important part: it's not just about knowing them. It's about how you use them. If you simply add a splash of oil here and there, you might see some benefits, but not the full effect. What I've found in my practice is that men get the best results when they follow a simple bedtime protocol. Why bedtime? Because that's when your body does its deepest repair work. Hormones reset, tissues rebuild, and circulation improves while you sleep. Giving your body the right oils at the right time supercharges this process. Here's how the protocol works. About an hour before bed, take 1 tablespoon of olive oil and mix it with 1 teaspoon of black seed oil. If you want to go further, add 1 teaspoon of pumpkin seed oil and 1 teaspoon of macadamia oil. Stir them together and take it straight, or mix into a small glass of warm water with lemon. It may not taste amazing, but the effects can be life-changing. And don't underestimate the power of consistency. In my experience, the men who see the biggest changes aren't the ones who dabble. They're the ones who commit. 30 days of this protocol, taken every night, can completely change the way you feel in the morning. Now, some of you may be skeptical. You might be thinking, can 4 simple oils really replace expensive pills or treatments? Let me answer that. These oils don't work like a drug that forces your body to respond. Instead, they restore your body's natural ability to function. And that's why the results feel different. They feel real. No sudden crashes, no side effects, no dependence. Just steady, natural improvement. And here's another thing most men don't realize. When your testosterone rises naturally, when your prostate calms down, when your blood vessels open freely, the benefits go way beyond the bedroom. You'll have more energy during the day. You'll sleep more deeply at night. Your mood will lift. Your waistline may even shrink, and you'll feel more like yourself again. I've seen men start this protocol because they wanted to fix their performance, and end up changing their entire health. And in my opinion, that's the real gift here. Stronger erections are the headline, but the deeper story is better health, more vitality, and a longer, more fulfilling life. Now we've talked about the 4 oils and the protocol, but there's still something we need to cover. Because while these oils are powerful, there are mistakes that can cancel out their benefits. And unfortunately, I see men make these mistakes all the time. In part 3, I'll explain exactly what those pitfalls are, and how to avoid them so you can get the maximum benefit from this protocol. Earlier, I mentioned that many men unknowingly cancel out the benefits of these oils. And it's true, your results don't just depend on what you add in, but also on what you cut out. So let's go through the most common mistakes I see, and how you can avoid them. The first mistake is sticking with the wrong cooking oils. Men tell me all the time, Dr. Anderson, I'm using vegetable oil, so I thought I was being healthy. Unfortunately, most vegetable oils like canola, soybean, or corn oil are heavily processed, high in omega-6, and often rancid before they even reach your kitchen. These oils don't just fail to help you, they actively work against your testosterone, your circulation, and your erections. It's like trying to run a marathon with your shoelaces tied together. Switching to the oils we've discussed isn't just about adding good, it's about removing bad. The second mistake is being inconsistent. You can't take olive oil one night, skip 3 nights, then try again and expect a transformation. Your body thrives on routine, especially after 60. Hormones regulate in cycles. Blood vessel health improves gradually. Inflammation reduces step by step. Consistency is the bridge between intention and results. If you're serious about getting your vitality back, commit to the nightly protocol for at least 30 days. That's when you'll start to see real, measurable changes. The third mistake is ignoring the bigger picture. Yes, the oils are powerful, but if your lifestyle is working against them, if you're not sleeping, if you're overloading on sugar, if you're not moving your body, they can only do so much. Think of it like tending a garden. The oils are like the best fertilizer you can buy. But if you never water the plants or pull the weeds, you won't get the harvest you're hoping for. Pair the oils with simple daily choices, walking, good sleep, stress reduction, and the results multiply. Now let me share one last story that I think sums this up. A patient of mine, Robert, age 70, had almost given up. He told me he felt invisible, both to his wife and to himself. He was waking up to use the bathroom 3 or 4 times a night. His energy was gone by afternoon, and intimacy felt like a memory. When we started the bedtime oil protocol, I gave him the same advice I just gave you. Be consistent, cut out the bad oils, and let time do its work. At first, he didn't notice much. But after 4 weeks, he told me something had changed. He woke up one morning and realized he hadn't gotten out of bed all night. That alone felt like a victory. A few days later, his wife asked him what he was doing differently, because she noticed his energy was back. And then, in a moment that almost brought tears to his eyes, he woke up to find morning wood. For the first time in years, it wasn't just about the physical change. It was about hope, about feeling like himself again. That's why I'm so passionate about sharing this with you. Because I've seen firsthand how something as simple as 4 oils can completely rewrite a man's story. And I want you to experience that too. So here's what I recommend. Tonight, take the first step. Go to your kitchen, set aside the harmful oils, and replace them with olive oil, pumpkin seed oil, macadamia oil, and black seed oil. Measure out your tablespoon before bed, follow the protocol, and give your body what it needs to heal itself. Don't overthink it. Just start. Because the difference between men who change and men who stay the same often comes down to one thing: action. And remember, this isn't about chasing some impossible version of your younger self. It's about reclaiming your strength, your confidence, and your vitality at this stage of life. You've worked too hard and come too far to let your health slip away now. You deserve mornings that energize you, nights that restore you, and relationships that feel alive again. If this video has helped you, I want to personally invite you to subscribe to Vital Health Seniors. Every week, I bring you practical, science-based strategies to help men over 60 improve their energy, their performance, and their confidence. Without gimmicks, without empty promises, just proven methods that work. And before you go, I want to leave you with this. The next video I'm releasing covers the 5 everyday foods that secretly lower testosterone. These are foods most men eat every single week without realizing the damage they cause. If you've ever felt like your progress stalls no matter what you try, these hidden foods could be the reason. So make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss it. Gentlemen, I've spent over 25 years helping men like you. And I can tell you this: age does not have to define your vitality. You have more control than you realize. Start tonight. Stay consistent. And I promise, your body will reward you in ways you may not have thought possible. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.